for the thick of it all. If they don't give me room, well then I'll give them a while. I'm gonna smoke my tires when the victory calls. I'm gonna be there, be there. I wanna see my face up on the jumbo screen. Feel the white hot metal of a winning machine. Because you win or you lose and there's no in between. I wanna be there, be there, be there.
NASCAR on speed. Be there.
The Pennzoil Truck Series is back in action here for its third race of the season at a short track in Martinsville, Virginia. It's the Advanced Auto Parts 250. Pennzoil Truck Series back in action. Jeff Brent, the 68, has the pole for this race. That has historically been the best starting spot for anyone here at Martinsville in the Truck Series. Two is outside of the 74 of Keith Stevens. Then third you have Code Luigi. Fourth is Michael Ferris. And running out the top five you have Jonathan Buford. In sixth there's Mathis Wells. Seventh is Diego Yepes. Eighth Myatt McDonald. Ninth is Danny Lloyd. And Tim Randolph rounds up the top 10. Then you have JJ Reed in the 8 with Alex Stewart in the 28. Then there's Derek Hamill and Landon Lyons. James Dablito and Laura Delano. You have Stephen Taylor and Stephen Baker. Then there's Alan Bowman and Michael Canto. Carson Bowers and Levi Schoen. They have Luke Rainey and Jake Galloway. Justin Zidell and DJ Reed. Then last race winner and points leader Jack Canerone in the 50 with Sebastian Cook onto his outside. They have Tim Gary and Daytona winner Isaac Nichols. Steve Larker and Colton Yo. Then there's Marcus Sanchez and Riley Spraylytube. And in the final row you have Steve Morgan in the 12 with Trey Ray in the 18 to his outside lane. For your Thursday truck shine lap here at Martinsville, Jeff Bright leads to the green flag.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Settle in, relax, take a deep breath. It's a long, hard race. Gotta pace yourself.
And the field 36 trucks fires up and rolls off the starting grid, led by Jeff Bright in the 68 truck. So we're going to set to go short track racing here in Martinsville, Virginia. 38 laps. Bright on pole. Two's outside. Stevens in the 74. They come down the front stretch into the restart zone. We're racing at Martinsville. Jeff Bright from the pole leads lap 1, but last season's champion Code Luigi gets to his inside to 1. Yeah, Code looks like he has a very fast truck here. He's going to clear Jeff easily as they come off turn number 2. And down the backstretch they race. Jeff Bright fighting back on the top side. Got a great run off the top. But Code Luigi bears it into turn 3 on the bottom lane and clears the 68 new race leader. Code Luigi out front. The caution is out as well. So Code Luigi takes the race lead. Immediately the yellow comes out. Trey Ray and Marcus Sanchez are stuck on the banking, and Steve Morgan is also slow. So caution number 1 is out early on here at Martinsville. Code Luigi with the race lead. He just took it from Jeff Bright. We'll see what happens. Bring out this caution. Sanchez and Perot is going to lose a lap, at least. This started really forward up in the field. I'm really surprised it didn't take out more trucks. But here's Landon Lyons in the 4. Just come off the corner. He comes up into the 17 of Derek Hamill. Has nowhere to go. They go up and into the outside wall hard. Lyons then comes down into Laura Delano. Has nowhere to go. Stephen Baker nails on the brakes and gets by. And then here comes the 16 Bowers with nowhere to go. Luke Rainey got some damage. There's Levi Schoen. And then the trucks start piling in. There's points leader Jack Canaramo. Nichols goes by in the bottom lane. But then some trucks get stuck on the banking. Marcus Sanchez is the one that gets stuck and has to get warped to pit road. So he's going to lose at least 1 lap, maybe even 2. The rest get going and get away. So that could have been a much bigger crash. But just about 2-3 trucks got damage and all that. Yeah, severe damage. The 27 and the 4 have some pretty hard damage, and then right here, the 16 and maybe even the 22. So maybe about 3 or 4 trucks with heavy damage from that crash. Code Luigi had just taken the race lead. He is now out front here in the Advanced Auto Parts 250, trying to win it here at Martinsville. Code Luigi out front, last season's champion, trying to get a victory here at Martinsville. Coming back to the restart in lap number 8, Code Luigi is out front. Landon Lyons and Marcus Sanchez following a lap down. 34 trucks on the lead lap. Code Luigi out front. Jeff Bright in second. Then third you have Jonathan Buford. Diego Yepes in fourth. And rounding out the top 5, it's Keith Stevens. We're back racing green flag. The front 5 really spread out. And right there for a second, Jonathan Buford got a great jump on that restart. Gets underneath their pole here, Jeff Bright. And the 68 truck begins his fade backwards. Now, I don't know if Jeff's truck is too good in race trim here. He's lost that lead to Code Luigi from the pole. And now the O2 is going to get around him, so Oh, caution is back out. Yellow number 2. So caution's Breed, caution's Code Luigi leads us back. And it could have been 2 teammates, Landlines and Trey Rainey. Can't. Oh, 66 spun backwards. Could have been him as well. So we'll see how this caution is brought out. This craziness. Everyone just got jammed up as they came off turn number 2. And Alan Bowman in the 66 comes up. Stephen Baker comes down to make some contact there. And then Baker turns down to the 66 and keeps turning down into him. And it looked like the 75 is trying to get down pit road right there. And a lot of trucks getting down pit road there and just caused a stack up. The 88 gets hit by the 21 into it. And the 66 just spun around Alan Bowman. So I saw about 3 or 4 trucks that were coming down pit road right there. You can see more trucks getting into it. Jack hitting around with your points leader gets into it. So a lot of trucks actually getting damaged from that. And the others come in. There's the 33 coming in. He hits hard. The 12 hits. 66 got banged around there. I just don't get why a few trucks are coming down pit road in that instance. The 17, the 8, the 75, and the 47 are all coming down. I don't know why he would be coming down. I don't think they have to pit in this race. Yeah, Bowen got hit about 3, 4, even 5 times. He was trying to get it going straight, just couldn't get it going, kept getting hit around backwards and whatnot. So Code Luigi did not want to see that guy out to a lead, but now he's going to have another restart to deal with. Code Luigi in the 24 still up front here at Martinsville. We'll be going back green lap number 14. Code Luigi still up front. So Raspberry Tube is out from that crash. The 33 is 2 laps down along with the 4, the 18. Morgan is 1 lap down. Versace is 1 lap down. And it looks like the 6 of Larker is 1 lap down. 29 trucks on the lead lap. Code Luigi out front for this restart with Jonathan Beeford behind him in second. Jeff Bright in third. Keith Stevens in fourth. And running out the top 5 back there. Trying to see who that is. It's the A7 Diego Gapez. So we're back racing. And Jeff Bright back to the bottom trying to take his second spot back from the 0-2 Jonathan Beeford. Beeford got on the restart last time. Just trying to do the same to him this time. Get back up to the second position. And that Taco Bell Chevrolet back to second here at Martinsville. Trying to run down Code Luigi down the 24. He's pulled a gap. And 4-3, Stevens on the 0-2 Jonathan Beeford. Comes off the corner well and he's going to try and clear it there. Fit 2, no hood up ahead. That's Tim Randolph. So he's had your race leader, Code Luigi and Jeff Bright. And Stevens grabs third in the 74 truck. As Beeford falls back to 4th, Pez sells into 5th, and that's Danny Loy, I believe, in the 6th position. A lot of trucks on pit road, actually. I'm just seeing that now. Looks like the 75, the 8 have come down. 47 on pit road. So those were drivers around that came down, so they must have had some issues or something. So we're almost halfway through this race already. The yellows have really made this gone by fast. Currently, only 26 trucks on the lead lap that fit to the last of them. He doesn't have a hood. He's ahead of your race leader, and I don't know if he's slower or if he's just about the same pace. We'll just have to see here. We're coming to 21 laps to go, and Code Luigi's done a pretty good job keeping that race lead, but if the 52 holds him up, Tim Randolph, that could definitely allow Jeff Bright to close in and try and get by him here. You could definitely bump someone out of the way at Martinsville. It's allowed. That's short track racing at its finest if you just bump someone out of the way here for the race lead. And Jeff Bright, he would want to do that, try and get up here, but Code Luigi trying to hang it tough here as he's catching Tim Randolph and wants to try and get by him as quick as he can to not get held up and allow that 68 to run him down, though Coes ran just about a tenth faster than that 68 last time by. The 74 running just about the same laps as the 24 is out front. But I think the longer that 24 stays behind that 52, as we're halfway through the race, 19 laps to go, I feel like the longer he stays behind him, the slower he's going to get, and the more Jeff Bright's going to run him down right here. You can see Code Luigi trying a little bit of a higher groove there as they come down the back stretch. Couldn't quite get anything done there. The gap last time was just under 0.6 of a second. We'll see this time by if it changes, if it increases or decreases, or if it stays the same. Code Luigi at the stripe, 18 laps to go now at Martinsville, and the gap went down just about less than a tenth. It went down to half a second back is Jeff Bright. The 4 of Landon Lyons is up ahead. Remember, he got some pretty heavy damage from that first crash, so his nose is all crunched up. They're going to be catching him, and Lyons is a lot slower than even the 52 is, and definitely a lot slower than 24. Here comes Code Luigi on Tim Randolph, though, trying to put a lap truck in between he and Jeff Bright. And for third back there, Jonathan Beeford trying to get on Keith Stevens in the 74. So Code Luigi, if you can get by the 52 right here, Tim Randolph, put a truck in between he and second place Jeff Bright. That's exactly what he wants to happen here. As he's catching Landon Lyons, just in case he gets stuck behind that Ford truck, he'll have insurance. And Randolph's starting to fade here. Maybe he had some fresher tires on the truck and was doing well, but now he's starting to fade. Look at Jeff Bright drive it down to the bottom of that fit 2. He sees that 24 getting held up by the 4. He wants to try and take advantage here. Jeff might look to the inside here into turn number 1. He does. Cole Luigi up the racetrack. Jeff Bright for that race lead. It's a 3-truck battle. Jeff Bright's out front. He has to get by the 4, though. And he gets to his inside. Jeff Bright, your pole star, back out front of Martinsville for the first time since the early laps. But here comes Keith Stevens in the 74 looking down low. Stevens buries it down to the corner. The 74 truck to the inside by. Stevens now out front. Jeff Bright back to second. Jonathan B for third. Yepes up to fourth, and Cole Luigi still stuck behind that 4. He might fall outside the top 5 here. Let's try and get down front that 98 Danny Lloyd. They're 3 wide. He does get down there. Cole Luigi falls back to 5th in that exchange. Lloyd is 6th. Myatt McDonald in 7th. Then you have Alex Stewart, Stephen Baker, and Michael Ferris rounding out the top 10. As up ahead, big battle for second. Jonathan Beaver trying to get by Jeff Bright. Now we're running at the 74 of Keith Stevens. He does get by. He has now 12 left to try and run him down. Look at that. Danny Lloyd gets into the top 5 right here. So once Cole Luigi got back in this dirty air, his truck not handling the way he wants it to. And Alex Stewart back there and Myatt McDonald for the 7th position. And up front, Jeff Bright trying to run qualifying laps. Landline still fading through the field with that damage. Ferris just put a lap on him now. And Cole trying to get that 5th position back. He wants to at least leave this race with a top 5. Push that 90 up the racetrack. And really surprised how Tim Ralph's doing in that 52. He doesn't have a hood, but that could be helping the car after all. He could be getting some more air into his, brakes and whatnot, into the tires. And tires could be wearing less, could be having some better brakes right here. So Pez goes up the racetrack. Cole Luigi for 4th in the 24 truck. Trying to regain some lost ground, trying to solidify himself inside the top 10. Jeff Bright is 3rd. Trying to run down the front two. Jonathan Beaver's trying to run down Keith Stevens up front. Stevens has some lap tracks ahead, but will he catch them? He has 9 laps left here in the Advanced Auto Parts 250. Stevens leads with Jonathan Beaver riding his tail. Jeff Bright is 3rd. Cole Luigi back to 4th now. And Alex Stewart gaining. He just passed Danny Lloyd last lap. He's going for a top 5 spot. And Diego Yepes in the A7 truck. Now 8 laps to go at Martinsville. Stewart still behind that 87. Yepes buries it down to the bottom lane of turn 1, trying to get by that 52. A Tim ran off the lap truck. Back up front though, 7 to go for that number 74 truck. Keith Stevens rounds off of 4. Lap trucks ahead are the 22 Shones, the 27 Delano, and the 33 of DJ Reed, all of which sustained some damage in some prior crashes. So we'll see how this turns out for Stevens, Buford, Bright, and Luigi. That 24 truck is on a tear, trying to get back up inside the top 3. He's gained a few tenths on Jeff Bright, but he goes high this time. Going to impact turns 3 and 4 right there, but he keeps it in front of Tim Randolph so that no one gets to the inside of him. Stevens just ran one of his fast laps of the race down below the 21-second bracket. He's coming to 5 to go this time, but yeah, Shones ahead in the 22. So now this plays a factor. Stevens up high. Shones pulls him through the corner. Stevens has to try and get by this 22 as quick as he can. 5 to go. If the yellow comes out, the race is over. And Stevens right now stuck behind Shones, just like Cole Luigi was stuck behind the lap truck in front of him. 22 almost spun out right here. Stevens has to try and get by. Shones using a defensive line. Look at Jonathan Beaver going to the high side in the O2. But Stevens drives it to the bottom lane, coming to 4 to go. Stevens puts the lap truck in between he and the battle for second as Shones holds up Jonathan Beeford. And Jeff Bright moves to the inside to grab second. Now he has to try and run down that 74 as Lord Delano's ahead. Jonathan Beaver still trying to get by around the 22 Shones as Stevens looks underneath Lord Delano. But that 27 blocking off. We're coming to see 3 to go. It's not over yet as Stevens stays behind this 27. Jeff Bright and Jonathan Beaver will be there. 3 to go. Not much time left. 1.5 miles. For third, Cole Luigi is going to take it over Jonathan Beeford. Stevens clears the lap truck of Lord Delano. Jeff Bright trying to do the same in that second position. This could be Stevens' race to lose at this point. We've only got 3 laps left. Now 2. It's a 2-truck battle at the front. Your pole there in the 68. Stevens in the 74. Cole Luigi up to 3rd in case these two have some sort of altercation on this final lap. coming to the white flag. One last time around Martinsville, half a mile left for Keith Stevens in the 74. The white flag in the Advanced Auto Parts 250. And it looks like it's going to be the battle for second as they come off a tune down the backstretch. Stevens has pulled gap over Jeff Bright. Luigi's right on Bright's bumper as they hit turn 3. 74 truck has gotten out front late, and off of 4, he'll win the Advanced Auto Parts 250 at Martinsville. Bright, Luigi, Buford, and it looked like Stewart rounded out the top 5. How about Keith Stevens? He got out front once Luigi got stuck behind the lap traffic. He held on to win over Jeff Bright, Luigi, and Jonathan Buford. Let's now go check the finishing results. Here are the finishing results from the Advanced Auto Parts 250 at Martinsville. There were 2 caution flags for 10 laps and three lead changes among 3 different drivers. Keith Stevens led the second most laps in this race after starting second. He led 14 laps. Jeff Bright from the pole, he led the first 2 laps in this race. He ends up in second. Luigi ends up third. He started third, and he led the race high, 22 laps. You'd think if he didn't get stuck behind that lap truck there, if he would have had a shot. Jonathan Buford in fourth. He was up there all day. And Alex Stewart gets up to the top 5 late. Diego Yepes falls to 6th, Danny Lloyd 7th, Mike McDowell 8th, Stephen Baker 9th, and Michael Ferris rounds out the top 10. So there's your top 20. Points leader Jack Canaramo ends up 20th. He keeps the points lead but has narrowed down to a slight margin. Isaac Nichols Daytona winner ends up in the 14th position, keeping a nice high points position for that number 29. 23 trucks finished on the lead lap as a lot of others had damage and whatnot. 35 actually finished the race running as Riley Sprague took the only retiree from that crash. He ends up 36th. Now let's go look at the point standings. Only 3 races down, but here are the point standings. Jack Canaramo keeps it as he is only now 13 points over Alex Stewart, who is second. Isaac Nichols is third. Colton Yolen fourth, and Tim Gary rounds out the top 5. They have Stephen Taylor in 6th. Luigi with another great result. He ends up 7th in the points. Keith Stevens with that win is up to 8th. Levi Schoen's down to 9th. And Diego Yepes up into the top 10. There's your top 20. Jonathan Buford, Jeff Bright. Other big movers after finishing top 5 here at Martinsville. That's Buford's up to 11th. Jeff Bright is up to 12th. Now look down at the rest of the points field. James Stablito down the 36th points position, 2 DNFs in 3 races. So the next race will be another short track. We'll go to Iowa for the Dairy Queen 250. I'll see you guys then.